In this video, we're going to look at independent events, and in this case, we're looking at a slightly trickier problem where we're told that two events are independent, and we need to use that fact to figure out some facts about the probabilities. Let's take a look. So two events, x and y, are independent. Probability of x is 1/4, and probability of x or y is 2/3. Can we find the probability of y? All right, well, if they're independent, it means the following. It means that the probability of x and y is the probability of x multiplied by the probability of y. So we're probably going to need to use that fact at some point. Let's see if we can represent this information in a Venn diagram. So here's our Venn diagram. We have event x, we have event y. All right, and what do we know? Well, our facts are the probability of x is 1/4. So that's all of this bubble here. And then we also know that the entire bubble here adds up to 2/3. Okay, we can already use that to work out this little region here, because this region here must be 2/3 minus 1/4. Okay, and the reason for that is if all of this, the x region, adds up to 1/4, and adding in this region here would take us up to 2/3, then that region in there must be 2/3 minus 1/4. Okay, so 2/3 minus 1/4 is 2/3 minus 1/4 is 5/12. So this is 5/12 in here. Now, what can I say about the rest of it? Well, I could work out what the outside is. That could be useful because I know that I've got 1/4 here. I've got 5/12 here. Or in fact, I can do this more quickly. So I know that x or y is 2/3. So all of this is 2/3. So there must be 1/3 on the outside. All right, to solve this, I'm actually going to give this a letter. So I'm going to call this, well, I won't call it x because that would be confusing. Let's call it p for probability. What can I say about this here? Well, it's tempting to add extra letters when we don't need to. It's tempting to say that's q or something like that. Let's avoid doing that because we know that this entire x bubble adds up to 1/4. Well, that means that if this is p, this bit must be 1/4 minus p, because now it's true that p plus 1/4 minus p is 1/4. Okay, now I've got things all set up. I have everything in terms of p. I can now use this formula because I'm told that they're independent. So just filling in, populating that formula, it says the probability of x and y, which is this little region in the middle, p, must be equal to the probability of x, which is all of this, which is 1/4, multiplied by the probability of y. And the probability of y is p plus 5/12. Well, now I've got an equation which I can solve. So if I multiply both sides by 4, I have 4p equals p plus 5/12. Subtracting p from both sides, I have 3p equals 5/12. And finally, dividing both sides by 3, I get p is 5/36. Now, the question was ultimately to find the probability of y. So the probability of y is just p, which I now know, plus 5/12. So the probability of y is 5/36 plus 5/12, which is 5/9. All right, so I hope you enjoyed looking at that slightly harder problem where we used algebra and independence to solve quite a tricky problem. My top tip, use as few variables as you can. Okay, so in this case, we had to use 1 here for p, but it was possible to represent this other region here as 1/4 minus p rather than adding an extra variable that we didn't need.